Every club. Every day. The Global Sports Podcast Network.
Hello everyone and welcome to this crossover episode between the Daily Manchester United and the Daily Arsenal podcast. It's our first crossover for both sides of the season, and you're hearing me, Kieran, from the Daily Manchester United. We're at home, so we host the podcast. That's how it works. I don't make the rules, I just simply follow them. From the Manchester United side, you've got myself, Kieran, and Tom alongside. Welcome along, Tom.
Hello, Kieran. Hello to everyone. Yes, the Premier League is just around the corner now. Can United get off to the best of starts? Or are the Gooners going to come in and do what the Gooners tend to normally do? Let's see.
Speaking of the Gooners, we've got Jamie from the Daily Arsenal. Hello, Jamie.
Hello there, guys. Great to have us on. Cannot wait. Premier League football is well and truly back. Feels like it's been a long summer, but cannot wait.
Absolutely. And we've got Rodney as well from the Daily Arsenal. Welcome along, Rodney.
Hey, thank you guys for having me. Also excited to get the season started and optimistic for the future.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm optimistic for this episode as well. It's the first crossover we've done for quite some time. So let's shake off a little bit of the rust by starting with our each individual reviews of pre-season so far for both sides. Now, on the Daily Manchester United, we've sort of touched on pre-season in the sort of lead up to the Premier League start. So I'll start with you, Rodney. How have you found pre-season so far? How's it been from an Arsenal point of view?
Honestly, it's been a bit of a mixed bag, actually. Okay, some of the results, I'm sure you're aware, we unfortunately took a loss to one of our greatest North London rivals during pre-season, and wasn't most ideal to watch. We had a bit of a mixed bag, but I say with our own pre-season, there were some standout performances from individual players, and you could tell that we were experimenting. We had quite a decent transfer window, brought in quite a lot of players, and it's been nice to kind of see the differences in rotation, the enhancements to squad depth as well. And while the results have been a bit hit or miss or whatnot, we've still had some nice little formation that we can try out. And our last game against Athletic, it was a nice little kind of positive going into the window or going into the start of the season. So I'm thinking that, ultimately, a bit of a mixed bag, but I'm excited and optimistic going forward.
Jamie, are you going to echo those views from Rodney then? You know, the optimism of a new season dawning?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, going back to what Rodney was saying about, our pre-season's been very pick and mix. It's literally been like a pick and mix. It's been really full of ups and downs. We don't talk about what happened against our neighbours. They're probably still crying as we speak, and Rodney's probably drinking their tears in that plastic water bottle of his. But to be honest with you, I mean, I look at the window as a whole, right? And the one thing I really think we've done well on, or the one thing that Bert has really done, is come in and not only bring the players through, but also start looking ahead to the future, tying down the likes of Ethan Wanyeri and Miles Lewis-Skelly, to name a few others as well. And I think the weekend's performance against Athletic Club, I think that starting 11 kind of shows that this is the potential 11 we could have going into Sunday.
Yeah, and it's always nice to sort of have that starting 11, Tom. You've mentioned on other podcasts that maybe from a Manchester United point of view, we're not quite ready. Obviously, Carrington looks great, but none of that matters if we're not ready with a starting 11 we know going forward, which could make the combined 11 later on a little bit tricky.
Yeah, well, I completely stand by that because we have this reputation where we can start the season in a rather more rusty kind of manner. We had that last season where we only just scraped over the line on the Friday night against Fulham in the first game when Xerxes scored the winning goal, and then the next two games against Brighton and, of course, for our biggest rivals, Liverpool, which pretty much set the tone for the whole season. Now, I'm not saying we're going to totally thrash Arsenal and then get the better of Burnley and Fulham in our opening games before the international break, but if we could just get the performances right, and then the results will soon start to set in to the squad, which can only ease the pressure on Ruben Amorim. So it's going to be absolutely vital for Amorim to get off to the best of starts. If the performances are great, that will speak the bigger volumes. I know our rivals will maybe look at that differently, but for us that pay attention more closely to our performances than other clubs would do, that has to be the priority for Manchester United at the moment.
Yeah, and it's weird, coming into a season where, thrown around that it's the worst Manchester United performance in the modern Premier League era. The lowest points total, one of the lowest goals scored. We conceded quite a few goals. It was at one point relegation form, and it was quite terrifying being quite far down there, especially when we just, have no memory of being that far down for quite some time. So maybe a reality check is what the club needed. Whether we've heeded that warning is another question. We'll move on. Well, we'll come to the transfer window later on, but I want to sort of look at the first 5 games of the season. Now, from an Arsenal point of view, I'll come to you, Rodney. Obviously, you're heading to Old Trafford on the opening day on Sunday, 4:30. You've got Leeds United at home, Liverpool away, Forest at home, and City away. I mean, there are tougher first 5 fixtures out there, but what's your feeling heading towards it?
Honestly, as soon as the fixture list came out, me and a lot of the other Arsenal boys shared the same sentiment. It was a very, very tough start to the season, and we needed to make sure that we had a solid preseason going in. Fitness levels needed to be high, rotation options needed to be there, because we knew that we were coming out the gate and going, straight into the frying pan. It was going to be very difficult. And so I'm looking at it right now and I'm thinking to myself, all right, as many points that we can pick up in these opening games as possible is going to be really ideal, because there's a lot of tough fixtures. Liverpool away, especially given the window they've had, very, very tough game. Also, every time we got to Old Trafford as well, regardless of the form that you were in, we always seem to struggle. I'm thinking about last season, even the season before as well. Man United is never an easy game, regardless, when it's up at Old Trafford too. So it's definitely going to be one where I really want to see the best starting 11 that we can, and I really want to see our team just kind of come out the gate swinging, because it's going to get difficult very early on.
I'm going to take that as a compliment from Rodney there, that we're a tough game. You'll never sing that. That's what I'm singing there. That's the tagline of this episode. Jamie, I'll obviously come to you as well. The first opening 5 games of the season, how are you feeling towards it? I mean, if you get wins in all 5 of those, surely a title is on the cards.
Oh, a bit too early to say. It's a bit too early to kind of bring up the T word at the minute. I kind of banned that word last season towards like the halfway point of last season. But going into the first 5 games, I actually wanted big teams early on. I'm quite pleased that we've got the likes of the Liverpools and the Cities, and even United at Old Trafford. As Rodney says, going to Old Trafford is never easy. It's always that rivalry. I know there's not it's not an actual derby, but there's so much history that this game is soaked in, and Sunday's game is just going to add to that, to the history and the rivalry. But for me, I'm not complaining. Would like to get the difficult teams over and done with, because, again, we don't know what everyone's form is going to be like first 5 games of the season. So maybe for Arsenal, in a sense, this is a sign to also be tested with our resilience, because obviously you look back at last season, injuries really did cost us. I also kind of mentioned about the mentality of the team during them injuries not maybe being the greatest. So I think this would be an ideal test, because especially for Arteta as well, there's going to be a lot of pressure on him during the course of the season, depending on how results go for him.
Yeah, and Tom, from a Manchester United point of view, what do you make of sort of Arsenal's first game? It's tough, but from my point of view, there's a chance they could get all 15 if they really pull it all together.
Well, if they put it all together in the opening 5 games, I can't see why they can't really call themselves title contenders, because if they can withstand the pressure at that stage of the season, then they can withstand it all the way through. It's just being able to sustain it, because we know there's going to be batches of form from the likes of Liverpool and Man City at some point, because from what I know with Liverpool, they can start the season brightly, which is what they did last season, and then they just crept over the line, really made sure they got the job done. With City, they're more like a mid-season form side. I know that wasn't the case last season. Mid-season form was what really hurt their chances, but in other seasons, they were usually good, put together a run of form. So if Arsenal can put together a run of form at this stage of this season and really set the benchmark and send a big message out there to all of their rivals, then they're going to be a very, very tough side to beat this season. It's just when it gets to the latter half of the season where they usually struggle, that's going to be the enormous test.
Yeah, well, let's see how it all pans out over the next 38 games. It's a long, long time, but the games come thick and fast in the Premier League. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back from the break, we're going to be talking about the transfer windows, but reviewing each other's and perhaps each other's chances in, well, what we hope as Man United fans as a top half finish this season. I'm crossing all of my fingers. Cross yours too. Unless you're an Arsenal fan, you won't be doing that. We'll be back after this.
Every club, every day. The Global Sports Podcast Network.
Your body is unique. And Global Sports Podcast Network has partnered with Bionique, the world's most personalised supplements. Bionique provide 100% tailor-made supplements designed to deliver precisely what your body needs at exactly the right levels to optimise your health. No guessing. So click the link in the show notes. Use the code GSPN2025 for 40% off your first month's subscription. Bionique. Don't settle for off-the-shelf solutions made for just anybody. Get what's right for you right now. Your body.
Every club, every day. The Global Sports Podcast Network.
Tom, I'll come to you first of all. From a Manchester United point of view, how have you seen Arsenal's transfer window come in? I mean, let's just review it. Martin Zubimendi being brought in, Victor Gyökeres, Noni Madueke, Christian Mosquera, Christian Norgard, and Kepa Arrizabalaga. On a review of a Manchester United point of view, how good has that transfer window been, or how bad maybe?
I think Arsenal fans should be very happy with it. I mean, Kepa Arrizabalaga, I know he was a former Chelsea player, and some may not have rated him that well, but he's a good backup for Raya, should they need him. He's Premier League proven, in my point of view. He had that spell at Bournemouth, I think, as well, did Kepa, and I thought he was all right. With the others, Martin Zubimendi, I think he's quality. I think he's kind of a good replacement, really, for Thomas Partey. No more words need to be added to there. Christian Norgard as well. Cheap as well. He got from Brentford. Noni Madueke from Chelsea. I thought he was quality at Chelsea, to be honest with you, but I think he was hit by injuries during his time, and Arsenal took the opportunity to go and get him. But of course, the big one is Victor Gyökeres. That is, I mean, we were linked to him for some time, and if you remember, he was rather straightforward and direct about where he wanted to go to. Like, he always wanted to go to Arsenal, to be honest with you. But I think there were certain circumstances that may had prevented him or convinced him to maybe not go to Arsenal to begin with. I don't know what Rodney and Jamie think about it. They may have to remind me on this.
Well, I'll let Jamie jump in with that. I mean, I'm pretty jealous that you got Gyökeres over the line, even if it took maybe just a little bit of carrot dangling for Gyökeres to make his way to Arsenal.
I mean, to be honest with you, I a lot of the fan base, and I mean, the boys have spoken about it on our group chat. We've absolutely really enjoyed the fact that, yes, this transfer saga had gone on for what seemed to be months and months and months, but really do admire the fact that, he took a significant pay cut just to come to Arsenal. And I mean, if that isn't showing passion to try and push through a move, I don't know what is. I mean, yes, he ended up obviously saying to Sporting, like, look, I'm not going to be training, and then he gets fined on top of that and so on. But with Gyökeres, I'm not putting too much pressure on him this season. And it might sound really mad for me to say it, but you've got to give someone time. And I know a lot of Arsenal fans are going to sit here and think, well, hold on a minute. This is a striker that is proven himself in the Champions League, has scored a handful of goals in the Portuguese league. But in all fairness, I'm not really putting a lot of pressure on him.
We'll see. I'm going to put a lot of pressure on him, but that's by the by. Rodney, I've said on the Manchester United podcast about how I feel like Gyökeres and now Zubimendi have been really missing pieces of the puzzle for Arsenal. Are you in agreement of that? Are those two big signings that you can finally press on and really challenge for the title?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I generally do feel that there were holes in our squad, and I think this window has been really about covering them, covering a lot of gap fillers in the squad, having depth rotational options, but most importantly, bringing some much-needed level raisers into the team. And for Gyökeres, the amount of seasons have gone by with Arsenal fans are like calling out, crying out for a dedicated out-and-out striker. Finally, we have him. Finally, we have our man as well. Is this game absolutely perfect? No, but we finally have it, and we're really looking forward to seeing what he can do. I think Gyökeres has weaknesses to his game, but similar to echo Jamie's point, when you see a player who's taking pay cuts, his agent waving his fee, going on strike, absolutely pushing for a move, you can tell that he loves Arsenal. You can tell that he really wanted to put everything behind coming to a move. And regardless of what you think about his game and some of his weaknesses there, it's lovely to see that level of passion coming from a player. You immediately want to get behind him as a fan. And so again, wholeheartedly has my support. And I'm looking forward to seeing what you can do when the season begins.
I will miss Mourinho up top, though. That was something different. Something hit different about him.
I mean, if Mourinho could bang him in, can you imagine what Gyökeres can do?
Honestly. Ay. Well, Jamie, I'll come to you next, because for Manchester United, in apparently financial turmoil and yet spending nearly 200 million in this window so far, from an Arsenal point of view, how would you rate United's dealings so far?
Do you know what? The one thing that is really, really bugged me this whole window, right, was there was an interview with Sir Jim Radcliffe, and he said something along the lines of, in order for me to make them cutbacks, like United wouldn't have been functioning as a club and so on and so on. But hold on a minute, where has this secret stash of money come from for you to go out and buy a brand new front three, in other terms? I tell you what, though, Bryan Mbeumo, for me, is going to be one to watch this season.
Yeah.
He absolutely dominated at Brentford, and I just don't see how he cannot go and continue his form. Now, I know there's going to be a lot of questions, and there's going to be a lot of people saying, but hold on a minute, players that do go to United do kind of ruin their careers, and it doesn't really kind of flow well. And then, say, for example, I have to say it because I've actually got the Scotland shirt on, but McTominay is like an example of, someone that, he does really well for country, but, now that he's gone to Napoli, it's a different story. But I think this time it'll be really interesting to see how players adapt now under Amarin's football, because, again, not a lot of players from last season kind of adapted to his playing style, but now he's had a summer where he's brought through players, you're starting to get rid of players that are not adapting to the style. It will probably be, I'll be honest, I can see United not finishing like in the bottom half of the table. I mean, I'd be really shocked if by the end of the season you guys were lurking in a similar position to last season.
Yeah. I hope so too, because I don't know how long I could have gone on with that season, to be honest with you. That did not feel like 38 games.
Also, I was going to add as well, right? In a way, half the Premier League are also going to be participating in Europe. So to an extent, that could bolster United in some areas there.
That's true. Yeah, Tom did mention about how on previous episodes that the fixtures are fewer and further between. So hopefully that's going to help us in terms of rotation. We don't have to worry about the European competition. Rodney, I'll come to you now because it's your turn to sort of have an investigation of the Manchester United transfer window. How have you think the Red Devils have done in the window?
I mean, considering the funds are supposedly limited, I think, you've definitely revitalized one of the main weaknesses of United's game, and I think that was an attack. An entirely new front three is quite impressive. Not to mention, some of the players who weren't exactly performing, up to their top tier standards at United have already been laid off as well. It looks like Rashford's off at Barcelona right now. It looks like Garnacho's on his way out too. So I feel a lot of problematic characters and the new blood that's come in are quite exciting. I'm looking at that front three of Mbeumo, Cunha, and now Benjamin Šeško, and I'm thinking, wow, that's definitely far more threatening than what you were running the season before. So in terms of how I'd rate your transfer window, I think there's more about the team that does need to be fixed and rectified. But from what you've done, you've taken a real danger spot, a real red zone, and you've rectified it as best as you can. So I think it's quite impressive.
That must be a relief, Tom, to hear from two Arsenal fans that maybe it's not been a bad window after all.
No, well, I mean, I'm happy with the business that we've done. I mean, it may not be done and dusted just yet because we have been in talks somewhat with Brighton over Carlos Baleba as well. I don't know how we've got the money to really go and do it, but it is a possibility that we could get him over the line if we can help it, providing we can get rid of the likes of Sancho, Garnacho, Anthony, and Malacia, and possibly Højlund as well. So, it may not be done and dusted in terms of the transfer window because it closes on September the 1st. So we've got 3 games to enjoy first. plus the League Cup tie at Grimsby before the transfer window shuts. And you never know, we could get one or two more players over the line. And there's a thing or two with Donnarumma as well. Where is Donnarumma going to go? Because surely he's not going to spend a season on the sidelines. We know he's not going to be at PSG. Where's he going to go?
I feel like he's going to go the wrong side of Manchester, but that's by the by.
But even that wouldn't make sense, Kieran, because they signed James Trafford from Burnley.
Yeah, but as a homegrown nation player, he's only going to be on the bench, isn't he? Come on. That's Champions League. That's forward thinking. Oh, let's bring a homegrown nation back into the club. And that's one slot filled for Champions League. Come on. So it's business. It is business, but there we go. I can't see him displacing Ederson. But at the same time, I've heard rumours about Ederson potentially going to Galatasaray. So who knows? Who knows what will be going on at City? We'll take a stab at that. We'll also take a stab at, on the Global Sports Podcast Network, the world famous combined 11. It's going to get spicy here because we'll try and shoehorn in a few United players, and the Arsenal guys here will have absolutely none of it. We'll be back after this.
Every club, every day. The Global Sports Podcast Network.
Here at the Global Sports Podcast Network, we spent a lot of time selecting our delivery platform, and Zencastr came out the clear winner. With 4K video recording from your phone and AI editing that can automatically remove all of those ums and ahs, it's really easy to make a podcast that sounds great and is delivered efficiently. So if you're ready to tell your story, make sure you check out the link in the description to learn more about Zencastr. And thank you to Zencastr for sponsoring us, and for you for checking out Zencastr.
Every club, every day. The Global Sports Podcast Network.
Okay, it's the big one now, and I suppose we should let the guests go first. Rodney, give us your goalkeeper.
Oh, that's got to be David Raya. I'm sorry. Right off the bat, I'm giving
no explanation needed.
Giving it to Raya, like, come on, you know the score. You've seen the performances.
Jamie?
Oh, straight off the bat, I was actually gonna say Kepa. Oh, I'm only joking. I was gonna go David Raya. David Raya all day long.
Some of that Real Madrid experience, maybe in Kepa? No? Okay, never mind.
No, Raya all day long.
Tom, I mean, Onana's out injured, but I feel like this is going one way for us.
Well, I was tempted for Bunce just to throw Tom Heaton in there, just to make him feel a bit better for once.
Okay. I'm loving it.
Yeah, well, but no, it's David Raya.
Yeah. I think that's 4 for 4 for David Raya. So that's probably the most easy position there. We're going to go for a 4-2-3-1. I know United normally play in this 3-4-2-1, but we thought just for the sake of Arsenal fans as well, being able to get some players into an actual side, into a formation they would more likely play, we think it was fair for the guests. So we'll go with the back four then. Jamie, I'll come to you first. Give us your back four if you'd like.
I thought we were going to go position.
Okay. Well, we go with left back to start with then.
See again. I'd have to go Mars Lewis Skelly.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm guessing, Rodney, are you on the same thinking, same wavelength?
Yeah, pretty much. I trust Miles as well. But also, Calafiori showed decent signs in preseason. I said, if he can maintain his fitness as well, going forward, he was looking quite impressive. But it's still going to be 2 Arsenal players. I'm still not having a look at anyone from United. Not at that part of the pitch, though. Yeah, further up, I've got some choices.
Interesting. Tom?
I'd love to see what Patrick Dorgu can do more offensively, because we saw it during his link-back role. But I think it's going to be Miles Skelly for now. But I do look forward to see what Dorgu can do, particularly in the game against Arsenal. So
you let me down, Tom.
Yeah, well, I'm going to have to go with Lewis Skelly on this one. I don't think Dorgu's proven himself enough yet.
I'm going to break the trend. I am going to go from Dorgu. I think he's a really exciting talent. I agree with, Lewis Miles Skelly will probably make the side in a combined 11, but I'm just going to put Dorgu in there because I can't be having all of this Arsenal domination. It's not on and it's not fair.
That, Kieran.
Absolutely. Rodney, I'll come to you next. How about your 2 centre halves? What are you thinking?
The pairing, it's got to be my Saliba Gabriel pairing. I'm sorry, absolute seasoned veterans. Very wonderful. Issues with Gabriel in fitness this in preseason as well, but at the same time, I feel like he is coming back. But that's always going to be my favorite too. Favorite pairing in the middle for them. Yeah, without a doubt.
Jamie, are you keeping up with this 100% Arsenal record then?
Yeah, it's got to. They're inseparable.
Defensively. At least defensively. Yeah.
They are literally inseparable.
Yeah, I fear you're right. What are you thinking, Tom?
I'm going to have to go with the same, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I'd love to say Lenny Yoro, because Lenny Yoro I thought has been phenomenal for us in pre-season. But I can't put him past Saliba or Gabriel. So it's going to be Saliba and Gabriel in centre half.
Yeah, I think with Saliba and Gabriel, you've got absolute set-piece menaces. And whilst Arsenal, were absolutely brilliant from set pieces, sort of the first half of last season sort of tapered off towards the end. But Gabriel in the box is a menace.
Yeah.
He always is. So there's always a goal-scoring threat there from him from a set-piece. And United were pretty poor at defending set-pieces. And that's been shown in pre-season as well, when half the team sort of switched off in one of the last games of pre-season. So reluctantly, I am going to have to put Gabriel and Saliba in there. They're a good partnership for that Arsenal side. And as you say, if Gabriel and Saliba can both stay fit, Arsenal have got a really good back line there. Tom, I'll come to you. I'll switch it up. How about right back?
I was thinking between Matsurawi, Ahmad. Is it Kivior who plays right back as well as Ben White? Or does Kivior play?
No, it's Timber.
During Timber. Yeah. I'm going to finally break the trend and go for Matsurawi.
He's done it. I knew he would. I'm going to agree with you, Tom. Mazraoui was one of our better players last year. Not quite a wing back, not quite a centre back, but in the system it just works. And I think he's a quality player in that United side. Rodney, what are you thinking about right back?
It's interesting, I like both United players. I like Ahmad, I like Mazraoui, but I'm sorry, for me, it's got to be Yuri and Timber. For me at the moment, Ben White's been fantastic this season, especially going forward too. But defensively, I trust Timber. So much composure on the ball as well, and quite amazing going forward too. So in this game, where it's again a game like Old Trafford going forward as well, I said, yeah, I wrote him right back. Yuri and Timber's going to be my trusted guy, my trusted man.
Is he your trusted man, Jamie?
Do you know what? To be honest with you, right back was the headache for me because, again, like you said, there was Ahmad, there's Mazraoui for United, but then you've got the presence of Ben White, who, again, really missed his overlapping runs last season. But since Timber, who was injured the season before, he's just come back and he's just absolutely stormed it. So for me, I'm going Yuri and Timber. But that right back spot is not easy though.
Yeah.
No,
far
I
more
agree.
competition for that one than before.
Yeah, well, we're making progress then in United, so that's good. How about further up the pitch then? Jamie, I'll come to you for your holding midfield.
Do you know what? For me, I'm going. It's got to be Declan Rice. The majority of last season, he really had that position kind of held down to a T. Maybe the one or two games where I might have questioned his performances, but I'm going Declan Rice.
Rodney?
I mean, it's 4-2-3-1, right? So I said we get
it
two.
Is.
But I feel like, I saw it in the Athletic game, but I saw the pairing of the double pivot of Declan Rice and, of course, Martin Zubimendi. And I think I'm going to have to give it to those two as well. I quite like Declan Rice's defensive work as well. And on the double pivot, we can actually maybe have some space for maybe some more of that number 8 style aggressive runs going forward. But I quite like how they've paired up and kind of linked up in pre-season. And I'm going to have to give it for that for the holding midfielders. Those two. Another Arsenal pairing.
Jamie, I'll let you complete your holding midfield then, unless it's,
I
Zubimendi.
was going to put Zubimendi as well, to be fair.
I mean, I can't say, no, but there you go. Tom, how's your holding midfield looking? Hopefully less Arsenal-like.
No,
that's not a good sign.
Yeah, I know. Well, to be honest with you, central defensive midfield has been one of our weaknesses, whereas Arsenal seem to be more organised in that particular part of the pitch. So I'm going to have to agree with Jamie and Rodney and say Zubimendi and Rice there. Wasn't Rice their captain last season? Or was it Odegaard?
No, it's still Odegaard. Yeah,
still Odegaard at the minute.
It really should be Rice who's captain. I just don't rate Odegaard as a leader, in all honesty.
Not the first time we've heard that, but yeah.
You're going to hear that from a lot of Arsenal fans, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But no, it's going to be Rice and Zubimendi in defensive midfield.
Okay, right. I'm going to lead the front then for this front three then, starting with the attacking midfield. And I'm going to have no arguments. And this is absolutely the first slot here that United players got locked down. It's Bruno Fernandes. Captain Fernandes, the best player in the United side last season. Without him, we wouldn't be a Premier League club. It's as simple as that. So I'm expecting no arguments, but I think I am going to get arguments, Jamie.
Do you know what? In all fairness, I mean, I would. Let's be honest, because we said it last season. Odegaard has not really. We've not really seen that Odegaard we saw from from like 2 seasons ago. If we're gonna say that last season was last season, so I'm gonna say Bruno Fernandes.
We've done it, Tom. We've done it. We've got a player in the side from an Arsenal fan.
Yes.
I'm guessing you're putting Fernandes
Yeah,
there, so
I'm
please.
100% putting him in. Yes.
Oh, thank goodness.
Was it 19
Okay.
goals and 20 assists last season in a really weak Manchester United side? Yeah.
Just the pivot, made things happen, was the reason we're still a Premier League club, and got to the Europa League final, but we won't talk about much. Nobody They both lost that game as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
But, there we go. Rodney, how about attacking midfield for you then?
Yeah, it's interesting because there are some options. You've got Odegaard, you could put Ethan Nwaneri up there as well, but I have to agree with you guys. It's unanimous. It's got to be Bruno Fernandes for me as well, because again, I saw last season, I saw the performances he was putting in, and Bruno, say what you will about him, he's someone who can make something out of nothing as well. Dribbling, going forward, free kick taking as well. I've often seen Man United look dead in the water, and Bruno Fernandes on the break, he'll make something happen, completely change the game around. I trust him in the number 10 slot. I trust him as the attacking midfielder, and I've got to say, one of my favorite players for United. So that's the first entry for me in the attacking signings. Going in on this combined 11, it's got to be Bruno.
I know. I think it's both of your first United players, so that's going well. I'm looking forward to Sunday then. Tom, let's restore some sanity here. How about the wingers? What are you planning there? I think we've lost Tom for a second there. Jamie, I'll come to you then. How about your wingers? I'm going to try and shoehorn in a player, but I'll hear from you.
Real headache, to be fair, because again, Saka's got to be there. He's star boy for a reason, so Saka's got to be there. But for me, it's again that left side for Arsenal. We've spoken about it so many times. That left side for us has been such a weak point. And as much as I love Martinelli, I'm more likely to go for someone like an Ahmad even.
Oh wow, Ahmad left wing. Okay,
because look, we saw it. You guys saw what he done in the Manchester derby at the Etihad. I mean, him on the left. I mean, it works. But it's, again, it's such a headache. Who else could you have on the left? Who else could you have on the left from United?
You could put Cunha there, right?
I mean, you could put Cunha there.
Yeah.
I mean, he could play across the front three.
Again, I think back to Cunha last season as well. Like, this guy, he cooked last season.
Yeah.
He did. I mean,
do you know what? Yeah, do you know what? For that, Cunha. He's got to be Cunha left because he just... His flair is just something else.
So Saka and Cunha from you, Jamie.
Yeah.
Rodney, I'm guessing Cunha is one of them. I can probably guess the other one.
Yeah. I think I've got to echo Jamie as well. I said, you're not taking Starboy off the right wing slot as well. I love Mbeumo, but I'm still going to give it to Saka. However, agreed, left wing has been such a sore spot for Arsenal as well. Whether it's Leandro Trossard, whether it's Martinelli, I'm still hoping that maybe later in the window we can actually upgrade and get a bit more of a marquee signing on that left-hand side. And for now, if it's going to be Cunha going from that number 10 into a left wing role, I think, given the performances I've seen from him in the Wolves shirt, I'm going to have him on my left side.
Yeah, I mean, I am thinking on the wings. I mean, look, just to make sure I shoehorn in the player I want, I'm going to have to play Saka on the left. Which I know it's a weakness. I know it's a weakness, but it allows me to put Ahmad on the right wing, and Ahmad is just one of our best players. He's just the guy. And if it wasn't for an injury, towards the winter last season, we could have maybe looked a bit brighter during that festive period. It was not festive for a United fan in the slightest. I see Tom is back now. He messaged me saying clearly we didn't like his choices, so we kicked him. The wingers then, Tom, if you can give us your wings.
I think I've got to put Saka in there. I think Saka deserves the right to be put in there. Ahmad or... Yeah, do you know what? I'm going to put Ahmad in. I think Ahmad could go on the
Okay.
left-hand side, whereas
Yeah.
Saka could go on the his usual spot.
See, the Arsenal guys, Tom, whilst you're away, picked Cunha on the left wing. Was that something you could consider?
Yeah, I would have considered that actually. Yeah,
So are you going to?
yeah,
Are
I'll
you
put
sticking
Cunha
with
there
the,
instead of Ahmad.
Oh,
Ooh.
he's done it. He's done it. All right. Well, I'm going to keep Ahmad in because I like Ahmad.
I do also like Ahmad, but
He's great. He's great. I love him.
Yeah.
Okay, and I think I can probably guess where this is going for striker. But Tom, I'm going to come to you first, maybe to buck the trend.
Striker.
Yes.
I think it's going to have to be. Do I go Gyökeres or do I go Sesko? I think I've got to go Gyökeres on this one.
I thought you were going to buck the trend and you didn't, because I'm going to go Gyökeres as well. I think for Arsenal, that is, if he can get firing on all cylinders, that's the missing piece that Arsenal have been desperately crying out for the last 2 or 3 seasons. Rodney, no prize for guessing who you've got up top.
It's a difficult one because I think, honestly, in the Arsenal group chat as well, people know that the Gyökeres-Šeško debate was one in which, I was actually a huge Šeško fan. I feel that maybe not immediately as he starts, but I do feel that in maybe about 18 months or so, a season and a half, I think that boy is bags of potential. And again, that frame, that first touch, that link-up play as well, I think he's really a player to watch. However, I need someone with a great instinct in front of goal and someone who's going to hit the ground running. And I feel that he's further along in his career right now. So currently, I'm going to give it to Gyökeres. Although if you ask me about this in a year's time, it could be a very different answer. But right now, I'm picking Victor. Number 14, it's got to be the guy up top for now.
It's a big number to live up to as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
in terms of an
it
Arsenal
is.
fan. Jamie, round off our combined 11.
Yeah, hold on, just give me a second.
Oh, he's done the Gyökeres celebration.
Yeah, you'll be seeing that on Sunday, hopefully.
So you're gone Sesko then, Jamie. I'll put that down.
Oh, no, not Benjamin Tesco. No.
Oh, that's diabolical.
Not Benjamin Tesco. No. Look, he might try and drop us a little. He might try. He's going to try and drop the meal deal in, but nah, I'm not. We're Saliba and Gabriel are saying, no, we don't want your meal deal. We'll pocket your meal deal. We'll pocket the meal deal. We'll pocket it.
We'll be saying, let's go to Big Sesko. Right, there we go. That's our combined 11s then. There's only really one more thing left to do, and that's to give us a score prediction. So we'll let the guests go first. Rodney, give us your score. Manchester United versus Arsenal on Sunday at 4:30.
You know what? Because Old Trafford is always a difficult place to go to, I'm not going to predict anything crazy. I think it's going to be 2-1 Arsenal, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jamie?
Do you know what? I actually had the same prediction. I'm going 2-1 Arsenal. And you know what? Goal scorers, I'm going to go for Gyökeres and I'm going to go for Saka. And for United, I will say Mbeumo.
Okay, nice. Tom, score predictions.
2-1 to Arsenal is a safe bet, and I predicted it would be 2-1 on a particular game I'm playing at the moment. So it's going to be 2-1 Arsenal, I think, for me. I don't expect United to get much out of it.
I'm going to buck the trend because,
okay.
why not?
Okay,
but,
contrarian.
It's nothing exciting. I think it's going to be 2-2. I think, Arsenal versus Manchester United does normally deliver. And I think it's going to be a good game. I hope. And I think there's going to be plenty of chances, maybe at the United end, but who knows. But I just think 2-2, I wouldn't be surprised at all. If we managed to get a point against Arsenal against the opening round of the season, that would be fantastic. That'd feel like progress. But hopefully my optimism doesn't fall on deaf ears. We'll see. Well, that brings us to an end of our first crossover episode of the season with the Daily Arsenal. Make sure you do check them out as well, the Daily Arsenal podcast. They are well and truly back. And, well, they don't want to say the T word, but I will say them for them. Could they be title contenders this season? Watch on from their madness with Gyökeres up front. Should be an interesting one. Thank you to... Thank you to you lads for joining us today, Jamie and Rodney from the Daily Arsenal. A big thank you as well to Tom from the Daily Manchester United. From me, Kieran, it's been great to have you. Hopefully you've enjoyed the first crossover of the season. Make sure you check out all of the social medias as well. It's GSPN Man United on Instagram, on TikTok, on Twitter and X, and on Facebook. And Rodney, I'm guessing it's GSPN Gunners, isn't it? Is that right?
GSPN Arsenal, actually.
GSPN Arsenal. Okay, there you go. There you go. Make sure you go and follow the Arsenal guys on all the social medias
please
as
do.
well. And if you are on the Daily Manchester United as well, you can watch the episodes on YouTube as well. It's GSPN Daily Man United podcast. It's so long, so you've got to remember it. At Daily Arsenal, can we check you out on YouTube as well?
Jamie, what's our YouTube situation? I think we're
Do you know what? We need to discuss that. We need to discuss that, actually.
That's a good sign. I like it.
Definitely got the Twitter, definitely got the Instagram. I said, yeah, YouTube.
And we've definitely got the TikTok as well.
To be decided, yeah.
All right. Well, keep an eye on them then. If you see the GSPN Arsenal podcast, make sure you do subscribe to them as well so you don't miss any episodes going forward. From myself, Kieran, it's been a pleasure hosting this one. Hopefully, the opening game brings us 3 points. Well, I'm not sure about that. In the meantime, take care of yourselves. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Every club, every day. The Global Sports Podcast Network.